Bright, plump, fresh. They are jewels of summer. Eat them plain right out of the box. Soak them in alcohol or make wonderful tarts. And enjoy it with decadent vanilla ice cream. Cherries. Welcome. You're listening to TALRadio powered by Touch a Life Foundation, and this is Foodology. I'm radio host Devansh, and on this show, I talk about the enormous world of a little word called food. In short, cherries adapt well to almost any style of dishes. They are truly a culinary delight. Sweet cherries can enhance any variety of food or drink, savory and sweet. You will find this fruit in cakes, tarts, pies, healthy juices, smoothies, sauces, and so much more. There's nothing more comforting than a cherry pie fresh out of the oven. Cherry trees are an absolute delight to grow in your own backyard. Not only do they show off a stunning flush of blooms in the spring, but they also produce a bountiful harvest in the summer. Cherries are found in the wild and have been domesticated for centuries. There is a ton of cherry varieties, resulting from new varieties and hybrids which were developed for their hardiness and flavor. This fruit is found in Asia, Europe, and North America, with Iran, Turkey, US, Germany, and Italy leading in the production of cherries. 3 types of cherries are mainly grown for their fruit: sweet cherries, sour cherries, which are grown to a much smaller extent, and the dukes, which are the cross between sweet and sour cherries. Sweet cherry trees are larger and bear a heart-shaped fruit. The acid content of sweet cherries is much lower. To the contrary, there are the sour cherries, which have a much higher acid content. Then comes the duke cherries, which have a cross of both the characteristics of sweet and sour cherries. The harvest time for cherries depends on a lot of factors, such as weather, sunlight, water intake, and the type of trees that you've planted. And once your cherry blossoms have given way to the fruit buds, you can typically expect to harvest ripe cherries anywhere from early June through late July. Sweet cherry varieties, which are great for eating fresh, ripen a little earlier than sour cherries, which are most commonly used for cherry pies and preserves. Did you know that modern-day cherry production began in mid-1800s? Today, the US cherry industry produces more than 650 million pounds of tart and sweet cherries every year. Much of the cherry production is concentrated in Michigan and the Northwest. Michigan grows about 75% of tart cherry crops. Oregon and Washington harvest about 60% of the sweet cherry crops. There are other states with commercial cherry crops such as Wisconsin, New York, Pennsylvania, and California. I've been talking about this sweet cherry a lot, but what exactly is this? Well, the sweet cherry originated in the area between the Black and Caspian Seas in Asia. It is likely that bird feces carried it to Europe even before human civilization, and Greeks probably cultivated the fruit first. Romans learned it from the Greeks, and this infusion of cherry throughout our history eventually reached America. People in the past used cherries as a medicinal herb. Some people used the bark to make fabric dyes ranging from cream color to tan color, and a lot of people used this medicine to treat bronchitis and anemia. It's interesting to know that cherries were present on this planet even before us humans. And there are a lot of folklore associated with it. Some folklores from northeast Scotland considered cherry as a witch's tree. It was also thought to be unlucky to bring cherry branches indoors. Another Highland tradition has it that if someone uses cherry sticks as a walking stick, they will never get lost in the forest mist. Further, an old English carol tells of how Joseph and pregnant Mary were walking in the cherry orchard. When Mary asked Joseph to pick her some cherries, he replied that Mary should ask the one who gave her the child to pick cherries for her. Then, unborn Christ communicated with the cherry trees, and they lowered the branches so that Mary could pick her own cherries. Wild cherry has unusual associations with the cuckoo. One belief says that the bird has to eat 3 good meals of cherries before it may stop singing. An Eastern mythology gives the fruit of cherry tree the status of containing elixir of life, which gives the gods their immortality. Chinese laws believe that the phoenix slept on a bed of cherry blossom to bless it with immortality and regeneration. A lot of Buddhist stories claim that the cherry represent fertility and femininity. According to one legend, the mother of Buddha was supported by a holy cherry tree as she gave birth. The symbol of the cherry fruit is also said to bring good fortune and happiness in the future. Cherry blossoms are a symbolic flower of the springtime, which is a time of renewal and also represent the fleeting nature of life. Cherry blossoms are small, delicate pink flowers produced by, obviously, the cherry blossom trees. Cherry trees give a vibrant display of these blossoms in spring. And this is what gives them a mysterious quality in a lot of folk tales. These cherry blossoms hold an elevated status in East Asia, signifying love and female mystique. But nowhere in the world these flowers are more cherished than in Japan, which is home to thousands of cherry blossom trees. This significance given to cherry blossom trees can be seen through imagery, paintings, film, and poetry. In Japan, the sakura or the cherry tree is representative of good fortune, new beginnings, and revival. The lifespan of these blossoms is very short, which also symbolizes beauty and innocence, which also have a brief lifespan. Japanese celebrate the Hanami festival annually in spring to celebrate the incoming of cherry blossoms. Friends, family, and loved ones, they all gather around the trees to celebrate. Hanami in Japan isn't just any springtime activity. It is a national pastime with deep cultural and religious roots. There are tables with sake-filled glasses, bento boxes, sweet mochi, and people talking and seizing the day. People also commemorate the loss of their loved ones, also reflecting on their own precious lives, and praying to have a promising new year. While the Chinese prize the plum blossoms, the royalty of Japan raised the cherry blossoms to a new status. The ritual of Hanami began at the imperial courts, practiced by elite classes, but slowly the commoners also started celebrating it, and today it has become a world attraction. The cherry blossoms and the leaves are edible, of course, and they are used in many traditional Japanese sweets and teas. They are first pickled and then used in recipes for mochi, cakes, candies, and even cookies. You can also brew sakura blossom tea or make cocktails with preserved blossoms. The cherry blossom flower has a rosy taste. It has a hint of flower aftertaste, just like the one you get when you eat a raw flower. However, the aftertaste is not as overpowering. Sakura flowers are heated for a traditional Japanese tea, but if they are heated for a much longer time, they tend to get a bit sour. Sakura mochi is a mochi rice cake. It is topped with salted cherry leaves. Hanami dongo is a springtime mochi ball. It is a plain mochi, sweet, which can be of different flavors like matcha, sakura, and yomogi. Sakura castella is a castella cake. It is fluffy and moist. It is covered with gold leaf and cut into different butterfly shapes and cherry blossom shapes. Not just the food, people of Japan use sakura to its best. As you might know, that Korean beauty hacks and products are at its peak. And recently, Japanese beauty secrets are also gathering much attention that they deserve. A common trait that all Japanese women share is having a porcelain-like skin and radiant complexion. Japanese skincare aims to achieve skin that is clear and translucent, and one of their most popular ingredients is cherry blossom. It is one of Japan's best kept secrets, and it is used extensively in a lot of products, creams, perfumes, and so much more. Cherry blossoms are rich in antioxidants, and they help to cleanse the body of impurities and pollutants that damage the skin. Cherry blossoms have been found to have anti-inflammatory properties, which is great for toning down redness and irritation. If you have sensitive skin or you're simply prone to a lot of redness and irritation, incorporating sakura-infused skincare products in your routine can be ideal. The English colonists brought the fruit to the New World around 1630, but they did not seem to have flourished in eastern US. Spanish missionaries brought sweet cherries to California. Just like the sweet cherries, sour cherries are also native to Asia, and they were also brought to the New World by settlers. Today, US probably produces more tart cherries than sweet cherries because they are easier to grow. They are simply less fussy and they are not affected by bad weather. Today, there are so many varieties of cherries that are available at your doorstep. But if you're really passionate about food and you take a lot of care about what type is going into what recipes, it is important for you to have a little understanding of the popular varieties and their uses. Bing cherries. They are one of the most popular varieties. These red heart-shaped cherries are juicy and sweet, with a touch of acidity, giving them a light tartness that makes them perfectly balanced. They are great for snacking, and their sweet flavor makes them ideal for simple dessert dishes. Morello cherries. Morello cherries are sour cherries that have become popular for the use in pies and other baked goods. Morello cherries are very tart, and they are too sour for a lot of people to enjoy raw. Lambert cherries. Lambert cherries are sweet, bright red cherries that grow across North America. Lambert cherry trees are very versatile. They have a sweet taste and you can cook them or preserve them, or simply enjoy them as snacks. Rainier cherries. These cherries were developed in Washington in 1952 and were named after the state's largest mountain. They are pink with a lovely golden yellow hue and a sweet, almost candy-like flavor. Cooking these berries can enjoy their gorgeous color, so make sure you enjoy them fresh in salads, oatmeals, or just as a simple snack. Meteor cherries. These cherries are large in size, with pale red skin and yellow-colored flesh, that is, slightly acidic. These cherries are notable for their excellent quality and best to use in making pies or sauces. Stella. Stella cherries are sweet cherries with a dark red color. You can snack on them or use them in your cooking. They are native to Canada. With the fruit's size, people often tend to overlook the amount of benefits it can offer. Let's talk about them. This vibrant red fruit is a great blend of sweet flavors with a tingle of sourness that add a perfect pop of color to your desserts. They are a wonderful topping for a bowl of yogurt or for your breakfast cereal. But not many know this delicious fruit has numerous qualities that are good for your health. Cherries are great for weight loss. Since they are low in calories, that means that around a cup of cherries would be less than 100 calories. They are rich in vitamins that strengthen your metabolism and have a moderate water content that flushes out the toxins from your body. Cherries, as I told you, are great for physical aesthetics. They are rich in antioxidants, and as we know, that antioxidants fight the free radicals, which make the skin look dull. Cherries can make your skin younger and healthier. They can help to remove dark spots from your skin. They can make skin soft, supple, and youthful. Cherries are alkaline in nature. Whether there is an increase in acidic content of the body, cherries can come in handy to balance the pH levels by neutralizing it and preventing stomach problems like acidity or indigestion. Tart cherries, in particular, contain melatonin, a hormone that helps to control your sleep cycles. Cherries can thereby promote a healthy sleep and battle insomnia. This fruit ranks lower than many fruits on the glycemic index, which means that eating cherries won't cause a spike in your blood sugar levels. All these are pretty legit reasons to incorporate cherries in your daily lives. When I think of cherries, I think of tasty cakes, Christmas puddings, platters of fresh cherries, nuts, and whatnot. Sweet cherries is one of our favorite fruits because they are like nature's candy. They're perfectly sweet, hydrating, and provide a number of health benefits. And they're also small. From reducing diabetes risks to enhancing sleep, research shows that cherries are a superfruit, offering health benefits for everyone. Thank you so much for sticking around with me on this episode of Foodology. I had an incredible time talking to you. This is radio host Devansh, signing off. Hope you have a beautiful and a magical day ahead. See you soon.